Hi everyone, this is Karthika, Faculty of Physics, working in SNS College of Technology. So in this session, I am going to explain about the few factors in natural resources. So they are in the environmental problems and water resources. So here we can see about the environment, that the environmental problems can be at upstream as well as the downstream level. Here the upstream problems are displacement of tribal people, loss of flora and fauna, and siltation and sedimentation near the reservoir, and stagnation and waterlogging near reservoir, and growth of aquatic weeds, microclimatic changes and RIS cause earthquakes, and breeding of disease vectors. These are the up down. Then downstream problems is nothing but waterlogging and salinity due to over irrigation, and microclimatic changes, salt water intrusion at river mouth, loss of fertility due to sediment deposit, outbreak of vector-borne diseases. These are the downstream problems. Now we can say about the water resources. Water is an indispensable resource. Around 97% of world surface is covered with water. So most of the animals and plants have 60 to 65% of water in their body. So unique features of water is high specific heat, high latent heat of vaporization, good solvent for oxygen, nutrient and pollutants, anomalous expansion on freezing, high surface tension, and water is used for domestic irrigation and also industrial purpose. Out of the total available water, 75% is used for agriculture and 20% for industrial usage. In our country, 93% of water is used for agricultural purposes. So we can see about the groundwater, that is 9.86% of fresh water is groundwater, and it is 35 to 50% greater than the surface water. So next, the aquifer, the layer of soil which is permeable has the abilities to store water is called the aquifer. It is generally made up of gravel and sand, etc. So unconfined aquifer, it is covered by permeable layer. The recharge of this layer is by the rainfall or snow melt. So confined aquifer is nothing but sandwiched between impermeable layers. The recharge is through the unconfined aquifer layers. So overutilization of groundwater, that is overutilization of water leads to the rapid depletion of water resources, ground subsidence, lowering of water table and waterlogging. So here the reason is nothing but economic development, rapid industrial growth and population explosion. So the use of groundwater and the surface water rates which are higher than that of recharge ultimately leads to declining of water levels, crops failure and reduction in agricultural production. Over pumping of groundwater create drought, famine and food shortage. Over pumping of groundwater, seawater intrusion in coastal aquifers. So land subsidence may be due to over of pumping of groundwater, and river pollution due to industrial activities and the dumping of water waste into the rivers, which turn into force to utilize the groundwater, ultimately leads to the over pumping. So the effects of over utilization of groundwater is nothing but water scarcity, water pollution or contamination, waterlogging and salination, alkalization. So clear water is a universal right. It is the responsibility of everyone to ensure that the purity of water. The water is a valuable commodity and it has to be conserved. So flood management, dams and reservoirs can be constructed. So embankment of and proper channel management. Flood wise should not be encroached. Forecasting or flood warning. Decrease of runoff by infiltration through afforestation or rainwater harvesting. So drought, unpredictable delay in climate condition occurring due to monsoon rainfall failure. Types, meteorological. So in order to month or year, So actual moisture supply can be the place consistently falls below the critical levels. So here we can see some of the other water resources, that hydrological, deficiency in surface and surface water supplies, agricultural. So inadequate soil moisture to meet the need of a particular crop at a particular time, or susceptibility of crops during the different stages in its development. And socio-economic, there is a reduction in the availability of food and social securing of people. And the followings may be the cause of drought, that when annual rainfall is below normal and less than the evaporation, drought is created. High population and over exploitation of scarce water to get higher productivity, and deforestation leads to the desertification. So example, in Maharashtra there has been no recovery from the drought for the last few years due to over exploitation of water by sugarcane crop. So the effects of drought, it causes hunger, malnutrition and scarcity of drinking water, and it affects the crop failure, and it also accelerates degradation of natural resources. It leads to the large migration of people. And drought management, so rainwater harvesting, drip irrigation technology, mixed cropping and dry farming, construction of reservoirs to improve groundwater level. So control measures, these we can take, that is rainwater harvesting and to prevent deforestations and all. And conflicts over the water, that is conflicts through use, that is unequal distribution of water led to the interstate or international disputes. And international conflicts, few are, that is India Pakistan fight to water the Indus, and Iran Iraq fight for water from Saudi Arabic water. India Bangladesh fight for the Brahmaputra river, and Mexico and USA fight for Colorado river. And the national conflicts, that is Kaveri problem between the Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, Krishna problem between Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, and Sirvani water problem between the Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So the construction of dams and power stations. So for hydroelectric power generation, dams built across the rivers and initiates the conflict between the states. And next one is the mineral resources. Here we can see the ores and formation of mineral deposit and uses and exploitation of minerals. So ores are the minerals and combination of minerals from which useful substances such as metals can be extracted for the useful manufacturing. And some of the concentration of minerals at a particular spot gives rise to the mineral deposit. Formation of these deposits is a very slow biological process. And minerals are used in the large amount of ways in everyday domestic, agricultural, industrial and commercial sectors. So economy and political power of the country is determined from the number of reserves of minerals, and technical know how to extract the elements. Thank you.